Stay tuned for the biggest fish, the hottest bites, this week here on In-Depth Outdoors. With James Holst and Pat McSherry and the rest of the IDO fishing team. We're headed to the best fisheries across the upper Midwest and Canada. We'll fish longer, explore unfished bodies of water, and go further off the beaten path in search of the hottest bites in fresh water.
Look at that fish.
This is In-Depth Outdoors.
Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of In-Depth Outdoors. I'm James Holst, and the big news this week is we made it out on ice. Our original plan to kick off the ice fishing portion of our broadcast season was to head to Pelican Rapids, fish with Connor Kleist. He's super knowledgeable in that area. There's tons of lakes, but unfortunately, most of them weren't froze over. The warm weather of late has really slowed down ice development. That's not news to anybody. So we had to change plans a little bit. We got Connor Kleist in the truck. We headed further north and west to North Dakota, where we were gonna look for a perch bite on one of the sloughs that are so common west of Valley City. So that's where we start today's episode. We're on a small slough looking for a trophy perch bite that North Dakota is famous for, here today on In-Depth Outdoors. All right, so this is where we're gonna start our ice fishing season here, 2020. We're in North Dakota. We're gonna do some slough fishing with Connor Kleist, looking for those giant jumbo perch North Dakota's famous for. Slough bites for perch are feast or famine. So who knows where we're gonna end our day. We're gonna start it on this little body of water. There's so many of these sloughs in this area that if this one doesn't pan out, we'll throw everything back in the truck, be on to the next one. So here's what we're gonna do. This slough is really shallow, like a lot of them are. 8 to maybe 11, 12 foot maximum depth. And this body of water is actually known more for low light walleye bite. In fact, in the evenings, we've been hearing that there's been quite a few anglers here targeting what is a pretty fast bite on eater-sized walleyes. That's not why we're here. This lake does not get fished much middle of the day for the huge jumbo perch that can be found in this body of water. And like just about any body of water in North Dakota that produces these big perch, it's really on or off. To get that jumbo size, you need a lot of food. Well, if there's a lot of food in the body of water, they just don't feed very often, not consistently. So really don't know what to expect today. We do know there's trophy potential here on this little slough. So we're gonna try to figure it out. Hey Connor, flag. iFish Pro, here you go.
iFish Pro to start the morning. Ooh,
Nice
little walleye.
Love it when you can't get them all set.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. The first one to get set, and I think that's a perfect eater walleye.
We are taking some fish on.
I think we got it. He is gonna taste good, but sweet. Well, gonna have to get a reset now. Mm-hmm. Nice way to start the day here. Beautiful morning out here in the sloughs of North Dakota. Really hard to beat. Perfect. Ooh, he's gonna taste good. All right, get another minnow and see if we can actually get these all set.
I would love
to start the day.
Yeah, I'd love to spend 45 minutes trying to get that done.
Yeah, no, I love it. Nice bonus fish. Not what we're here for, but we'll take it. So, all right.
Oh, it was a thunderous hook set.
Woo! A jumbo.
Dude, nice.
Ooh. I hit the mud and he was on it instantly. Look at that perch. Early ice, fired up, ate an 1/8 ounce and a minnow head, popped right on out. Man, that's a gorgeous first fish. My first jumbo of the year. Heck yeah.
Let's bring that one home for dinner.
I think we're gonna have to. That's a gorgeous fish right there. But a blast. Early ice, North Dakota. You can't beat it. You really can't.
That's a good start.
That is. We'll put him there and see if we can find his friend.
Ice fishing's been put on notice. StrikeMaster's gonna kick your gas. Meet the lithium 24-volt auger, the 14-pound powerhouse that crushes the performance of standard cordless drills. Lighter weight, more holes per charge, all in a compact design that puts the 24-volt from StrikeMaster in a class by itself. No more gas and oil, no more lugging around your heavy 2-stroke auger. It's time to make the switch to StrikeMaster. Kick your gas.
At Eskimo, we have the tools to help you enjoy your time on the ice. They say man needs food, clothing, and shelter. When it comes to shelter, we like the Outbreak 450i with its full-size no-trip door. That's nearly 74% bigger than a standard door, making it much easier to load and unload. With 75 square feet of fishable area, you'll be warm and comfortable during your day on the ice. Check out the Outbreak 450i and our full line of products at geteskimo.com.
From the first time you pick up a tuned-up custom rod, you'll know you're holding something special. A rod not mass-produced, but built one at a time by the hands of gifted craftsmen. Rods like the Precision, ice fishing's most versatile multi-species rod, or the Precision Noodle with a tip so sensitive you'll never fish a spring bobber again. And the Commander, the rod that's never met a big fish it couldn't best. Tuned-up custom rods. Ice rods handcrafted for you and the way you fish.
Reed's Family Outdoor Outfitters is the #1 ice fishing headquarters. We have everything you need, from today's firearms to the latest fishing electronics and the hottest footwear and outdoor apparel. We only carry the best brands at the best prices. Have a question? No problem. We have the most knowledgeable team in the business, ready to answer your call personally 7 days a week. Whether you're visiting us in Walker, Minnesota, or touching your screen, with our state-of-the-art distribution center, we can get you gear when you need it fast. Cast or blast, Reed's has the best service, best advice, and best price, guaranteed.
There's one. Ooh. Nice perch. One of those good eaters. Nice fish there. Using a minnow head and an 1/8 ounce rattling spoon. White and orange, little perch color. And that one, you know, probably 10, 11 inches. I think it's perfect for the frying pan. Hard to beat early ice, cold water perch. I think they're my favorites. So, but a lot of times there's more than just one down there, so I'm gonna get baited back up, get back down there. Got to go get a minnow.
Flags up, nothing's moving. Well, here's the good news. The line is way off to the side. That's usually a good sign. Oh yeah, there he is. I'll tell you what, it's midday right now. And with these high skies and the shallow water, the bite has got stinky on us. We're marking fish, but they come up to the bait and they sink right back down. So these iFish pros are kind of keeping us in the ball game right now. Oh yeah, it's a nice walleye. Come here, you. Yeah. Good eater. That guy. I put a real small fathead on here. You know, we're kind of hoping that we're going to get some of these perch on these iFish pros, but if these walleyes are willing to eat it too, that's just fine. My thinking was if I downsize to a small minnow, the perch would be more likely to get it. And this one's hooked. Yeah, not bad at all, actually. So, 15, 16-inch walleye, great eater. It's just a real common size class fish to catch out here on these prairie lakes. Not that there's no big fish, there are. But this kind of body of water is so fertile, it makes walleyes like this. They grow so fast. That one's coming home. We're gonna have a celebrate first ice fish dinner. All right.
I got a big group coming in here now. Up bite.
Get him? That's a good one, eh?
I got him. It's a big crappie.
Are you kidding me?
A big old slab. The things that live in a North Dakota slough, how cool is that? There's 2 of them that came in.
You gotta wonder how they even get here.
I can't really seem to get away from them. Sweet.
It's a good fish. It's a walleye. Well, as far as walleyes go, he's no giant. I thought he was going to be a perch, which would have made him a pretty darn nice perch. but I'll still take him. I've got to assume I still had a minnow head on there, or he probably wouldn't have hit. But just a little eater, but I'm gonna let him go. See you later, bud.
In-depth outdoors, spot on the spot ID.
On today's Spot on the Spot ID, I want to share just a real simple approach to fishing these sloughs that really, to a large degree, are very simple bodies of water. Now, early ice, that's where we find ourselves right now. There's not a lot of ice cover, and a lot of these perch will be feeding in some of the shallower areas on these sloughs. And the reason's pretty simple. A lot of these shallow areas have weed growth. There's reeds along the edge of these shallower areas, and there's just a lot of food there. Now, let's look forward a couple weeks. Once we get some real cold weather and we start to get real thick ice and some snow cover, the snow cover will block light penetration, and the vegetation in these shallow areas will start to die off and decompose, and oxygen levels will fall. That will drive the perch out of these shallow areas. But where we're at right now is when we go to target perch in these shallow sloughs, North Dakota, South Dakota, and I will point out this is not the map of the lake we fished. To be super honest, there is no map of the lake we fished. It's so small. So to give you an idea of our approach, a lot of these perch were feeding in low light periods up in shallow portions of this small slough. When the sun would come up and you'd get that sun high overhead, they would slide out into deeper water. So where we caught a lot of our fish was out here in the 8, 9, 10 foot of water, and in the low light periods, they would move up into these shallower areas where there was vegetation both around the shorelines and submerged. And that's where these perch would feed heavily. And then the game was, as it always is with the perch, just trying to stay on the school. Lots of hole punching, lots of hole hopping, and we even broke out the Mega 360 to try to get an idea of where those schools were moving to, where they were roaming. If you're willing to keep this just very basic principle in mind during those first couple weeks of the ice fishing season, targeting these sloughs, you can be very, very successful.
Introducing the new Pro Suit jacket and bibs from StrikeMaster. Built for the coldest, toughest conditions, the Pro Suit features a ripstop polyester outer shell that is as comfortable as it is durable. A puff liner jacket adds both warmth and versatility, while integrated SOS stay-on-surface flotation provides up to 2 hours of flotation when the jacket and bibs are worn as a pair. StrikeMaster, the hottest brand on the ice.
Okuma Fishing Tackle offers a complete lineup of reels for the die-hard ice angler. The Okuma Samar 10 and Inspira 20 are a perfect match with your favorite panfish or walleye ice fishing rod. Both feature a long stem handle that fits comfortably in a gloved hand. Cyclonic flow rotor technology that throws water off the reel to minimize ice buildup. And a drag system optimized for use in extreme conditions. Everywhere, every day, every fish. Okuma Fishing Tackle is inspired fishing.
Does your sonar offer dual spectrum chirp, producing razor-sharp images on an ultra-bright HD display? The ability to tailor the display to the way you fish. Precision GPS functionality with legendary Lake Master mapping to move effortlessly from ice to open water. If not, you should be fishing an Ice HELIX, the electronic system that offers all the features and performance successful ice anglers demand. Only from Humminbird.
Suffix Advanced Mono is now on ice. Our toughest and most sensitive mono ever offers 50% less stretch than standard monofilaments. That means your hook sets are rock solid, with virtually no line memory, no matter how cold the conditions. The line you choose is your direct connection between you and your next big bite. With Suffix, there's nothing you can't catch. Always use the best line. This winter, choose Suffix Advanced Ice Monofilament, the mono that thinks it's a braid.
There he is. Come on, get out of the transducer. There's one for supper anyway.
Heck yeah. Feels good to be back out on the ice.
Yes, it does.
Gorgeous day.
I was a little resistant, you know, in October when it started to look like winter was coming. That was too soon.
Yep.
But I'm okay with it now.
Now it might not even be a white Christmas.
Yeah. Other than the ice we're standing on, there's really no snow out here for sure.
No.
You know what's going to be cool is if we get kind of a ring of holes punched around us, we'll know right where to move to.
Yeah.
As those fish are moving around us.
Yeah, shallow water like this, you know, you kind of almost need to have them pre-drilled.
Yeah, for sure. There he is. Come here, buddy. Oh yeah. Not the super stud, but I'm telling you, that's tough to beat as far as eating is concerned.
There's one.
Atta baby. Oh, it's on now.
It's on now. Woo.
Look at that.
I like it.
See,
Nice.
a little lure switch and you're on them.
I'm on them. Still with that 1/8 ounce rattling spoon. Still with white here, but beautiful fish. And yeah, that one's gonna taste a mighty fine tonight. His attitude was a little different than the last couple of hours.
Just came up and just smoked it?
Yeah, did it the way he was supposed to.
Nice.
There's one. Ooh, dinner. He was angry at it, and he's got a friend. See if we can get down there quick. A lot of times what we've seen today is these fish are kind of running in pairs, and when they're coming by, you kind of got to be quick and get back down there, rapid fire. Otherwise, you're going to miss your chances, you know. When the sun's still up, you might go 30 minutes, an hour when you're really not seeing a whole lot of fish. But it seems the ones that have come through, at least for me, have been more aggressive as we're getting later in the day here. And when they come in pairs, usually you can get them both.
There he is. Oh yeah, this is a little bit better one. Nice perch. Here we go. Sweet. We've been waiting for those to show up. That is a nice eater there. Not the giants this slough can produce, but certainly will be a very nice fish to take home. On the ice with you, bud. And I've got some more down there.
There's one.
Ooh, that looks like a decent one.
It does. Feels pretty good too. Oh yeah, another nice perch.
Well done.
They are spunky this time of year. Same thing, still on the minnow head and the 1/8 ounce rattling spoon, but another beautiful perch. Excited for the fry after, but good first day back out here in the North Dakota sloughs. Just a lot of fun getting out here and chasing first ice. You know, you get a mix of the walleyes and the perch, but everything's, you know, typically pretty shallow water bite. A lot of times, you know, your fish are going to be aggressive, especially coming, you know, morning, prime time in the afternoon, and that's kind of what we're getting into. The sun's starting to go down, and these fish are starting to fire up. See if we can get a few more, and I bet we're going to see some walleyes come in this afternoon as well. So, should be a fun afternoon. So we'll see what happens.
So one of the things I'm experimenting with this winter is Mega 360. That's your 360 degree side imaging, and this is equipment that's borrowed off the bow of my boat. Used it all summer long. Loved it. It was great for being able to see all the way around your bow, know where the fish were at, where they were moving, and I've adapted it here so it's pretty easy to use out on the ice. Now we got out here this morning, the bite was okay, but now since the sun got high over sky, I'm telling you, the fish just slowed way down. They're not moving around a lot, but I'm actually able to pretty efficiently locate these schools, small groups. They're not like large schools of fish, 4, 5, 6, 8 perch at a time, and then just direct Connor and I to where they're at. I mean, right now I've got a group of fish that'll be right down here, 18 feet out. Gonna punch a hole and see if we can drop down on top of them. And I'm able to track their movements. So definitely not an expert with this yet on ice, but plan to keep using it to see if I can get better with it and see what kind of strengths it has and if it can put more fish on the ice. That's the only thing that really matters, right? Does it help me put more fish on the ice? And right now, being able to look out to the sides 360 degrees around me and know that, you know, there's fish down here, there's a few over here, is definitely going to help us today because the bite has definitely slowed down. So I'm going to grab the auger and punch a hole back here about 18 feet.
Brandel GM in Aiken, Minnesota's only haggle-free Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC dealer, is a proud sponsor of In-Depth Outdoors TV. Our Brandel value price ensures that you don't have to spend your entire day haggling to get a great deal. And every new vehicle comes with our exclusive gimmick-free lifetime powertrain warranty. Whether you're in need of service, sales, parts, or body shop repair, stop by our state-of-the-art facility in Aiken or visit us 24/7 at brandelgm.com.
With the release of the tungsten bullfly jig from BMC, your panfish presentation just got buggier. By creating a spot-on invertebrate imitator destined to fool the most wary panfish. The tungsten bullfly jig is available in 9 colors to further accommodate today's angler, including 4 metallic finishes and 5 ultra glow colors, which hold a charge up to 15 minutes. This winter, match the hatch and outsmart the most finicky panfish with the BMC bullfly jig. Ice fishing's been put on notice. StrikeMaster is gonna kick your gas. Meet the lithium 24-volt auger, the 14-pound powerhouse that crushes the performance of standard cordless drills. Lighter weight, more holes per charge, all in a compact design that puts the 24-volt from StrikeMaster in a class by itself. No more gas and oil, no more lugging around your heavy 2-stroke auger. It's time to make the switch to StrikeMaster. Kick your gas.
There we go. Feels like a decent
that
fish.
Looks good.
Where are you? Oh yeah.
Ooh.
That's a bunch of perch there, bud.
That's a bunch of perch there. Nicely done.
I fed this one 2 minnow heads and probably had him hit 6 or 7 times.
You won the war though.
The world doesn't owe me a darn thing, but I kind of feel like this perch owed me that bite. There's some Slough tiger right there. That's my biggest perch of the day, no doubt, hands down. Super cool. And that one is making that trip home with me. We don't keep a lot of fish, but when I get a chance to get on a nice mess of perch like that early season, I'm gonna take it. And I am fishing a 1/8 ounce VMC orange UV rattle spoon. Tip to the minnow head, very basic. And for whatever reason, despite the fact that the water clarity is just horrible here in this slough, I mean, it looks like coffee with cream in it. These fish have not bit well during the middle of the day with this bright sun. Typically, that really gets perch going out here on the prairie. Today, that's not been the case. They're very lethargic midday under the bright high skies, and we're starting to see a little bit more activity now as we get later into the afternoon.
James, flag.
Got it. What do we have here? Oh, that's a pretty nice walleye. As we said earlier, this slough is not known for giants by any means. Where is he going? Just a super nice eater. And that right there is why I was taking it so easy on this fish. A little tiny little treble hook just on the outside of its lip there. Come here. This one's coming home for dinner. All right. Number 10, bronze VMC treble. 2 tiny little split shot, about 8 inches above it. In this real dingy water, I keep those sinkers pretty close to the bait. I don't want those minnows to have a lot of freedom to try to escape the predator. And then up above that, the slidable iFish Pro trigger. So real basic setup, 6-pound test, monofilament line. This is a tuned up custom dead stick. It's got a real soft tip. As you might have saw as I was chasing down that flag, that rod tip was bent over a little bit. Fish was running line. Had no idea that I was about to set the hook. And what we're using here is an Okuma 500 bait feeder. So this is a CMAR 500 bait feeder. What's cool about that is that switch at the back there. So that would be the normal position. That is bait feeder on. And what's cool about that is the spool is not open, but the bail is not open, but the spool will spin with almost no tension. So you don't have to worry about line spooling off the spool, getting caught in the ice. You use the bait feeder function, and then when you walk up, you turn the handle, it locks it back into normal reel, ready to set the hook mode there and drive that hook home. So that brings us to the end of today's show. A huge thanks to Connor Kleist. We had a plan to get out on the ice around Pelican Rapids. Mother Nature threw us a curveball with the warm temps of late, and we had to audible. That's how we ended up in North Dakota, running around on sloughs looking for a good perch bite, and we pulled it off. KK, it's always a pleasure fishing with you, buddy. And to anybody out there watching that would love to get out on the ice with Connor, get on some nice panfish, maybe some trophy walleyes in that Pelican Rapids area, look this man up. You can find him on Facebook, Connor Kleist. He'll do you right. Now, before we go, got a big announcement to share here. Over the last couple weeks, we've been working towards this weekend. This would typically be the weekend of the St. Paul Ice Show. Everybody loved going to that event, catching up with old friends, chance to see all the new gear, save some significant money. Now, Reed's has been working with In-Depth Outdoors on a way to share sports show style pricing online. Now, we've been building up to this weekend over the last couple weeks, but this is the week when the best prices available get offered. So December 4th through December 6th, to coincide with that same weekend when the St. Paul Ice Show would be going on, what you need to do to get some of these great prices is go to Reed's, VIPdeals.com, and you're gonna find a list, about 40 different product offers there, where you're gonna look for the product that you're really interested in, and there's a couple different ways the pricing is gonna be communicated to you. Number one, you'll see a video link underneath some of those products. Click on that. And because these prices are too low to actually advertise, to write down on a website, they're sharing the promo code and the pricing with you in the video. Write down that promo code, then click on Get the Deal, and that will take you right to the Reed's website. The other way that some of these prices are being communicated, some of the products, the pricing that Reed's is gonna offer is so low they can't advertise it anywhere. They can't put it in a video, they can't write it on the website, you have to call them. The products that are in the highest demand, most sought after by ice anglers, you're gonna have to reach out and talk to somebody at Reed's. Thankfully, they're super friendly. They've got people manning the phones 7 days a week during business hours. Give them a call, they promise they're gonna set you up with the absolute best pricing available on all the hottest products. So check it out, reedsvipdeals.com. Save a bunch of money this weekend, and we'll see you next week.
For more info on the latest fish reports, gear recommendations, and hottest techniques, connect with us online at indepthoutdoors.com or follow us on Facebook at In-Depth Outdoors. And if you enjoyed today's show, be sure to let our sponsors know.